Now you can't beat a classic burger done right. Today, we're taking it up a notch with some crispy onion rings for that ultimate crunch. In today's video, I'm going to take you through some simple steps and give you some key tips on how you can make a great burger at home. Okay, we're going to start with our onion rings as they're going to need the most time to prep and soak. You can always prepare this a few hours before or even overnight to get the best results. Now today I'm using white onions. I find these are fantastic for onion rings. The brown and yellow onions can be a little bit overpowering. It's not the end of the world, but if you can get your hands onto white onions, go for it.
Cut both ends off the onion, then remove the skin. Slice them roughly into 1/2-inch pieces, then carefully separate the rings so they don't break. If you do find some break, just set them aside and use them for something else. We're making a wet mix, but before we coat them, we're soaking the onion rings, just like you would with fried chicken. For this, we're using buttermilk. The acidity in the buttermilk helps tenderize the onions slightly while keeping a good texture. In a large bowl, add 400 ml of buttermilk, 1/2 cup of water to loosen the mix, then add in 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. Give it a good whisk, then place in your onion rings. Cover with cling wrap and allow the onions to soak for 2 to 3 hours, or if you've got the time, overnight. The longer they soak, the better the texture and flavour.
So for today's burger, we're going to be making a steakhouse style burger, which is basically just steak, which is ground up into a mince and then molded into a patty. Now today, I'm just going to be using chuck steak. I find that it's the most budget friendly, quality meat that you can use, and I find the ratio of lean to fat is perfect. We've got that 80% to 20% ratio, which is perfect. We get that nice fat amount, which really renders nicely, and it keeps the patty from not going too dry.
If you want to mix things up, you can even blend different cuts of meat for more flavour and texture. Some other great options are Scotch fillet or ribeye, brisket, and even short rib. But that obviously comes at a little bit more of a price. Here I'm mincing my own steak, which I chilled in the freezer for about 45 minutes. This helps keep it firm and helps it cut cleaner through the grinder. If you don't have a mincer, you can just ask your butcher to grind some up for you. For the patties, aim for around 150 to 175 grams per portion. Shape them with your hands, or if you have a burger patty mold, that works too. But honestly, hands do the job just fine. Once shaped, set them on a tray and into the fridge until you're ready to use them. Now onto coating the onion rings. In one bowl, add plain flour and into another panko breadcrumbs. Take a few onion rings at a time and toss them into the flour for a light coating. Then you're going to dip them back into the wet mix to fully coat before placing them into your panko mix. Repeat this process until all the rings are evenly coated and ready for frying. This double coating method helps the crust stick to the onion rings so it doesn't fall off after frying.
Now to get the best result and make this burger making experience stress-free and streamlined, it's super important to make sure that you get all your prep done in the right order. Now making sure that you've done your tomatoes, making sure that you've got your sauce ready, you've got your brioche buns toasted, and then leaving those more important parts right at the end of the cooking process. So cooking your onion rings and then cooking your burger patty last. So you're not cooking your burger patty first and it's just sitting on the bench and going all dry. So
slice your tomatoes and set them in the fridge until you're ready to build your burger. Make sure your lettuce is washed and prepped as well, and even your brioche buns should be ready. So melt your butter in a pan, lightly toast the buns until golden, then set them aside. For the bacon, trim off any rind from the rashers. This part becomes chewy and tough to eat in a burger. Lay the bacon onto a tray and place it into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 15 minutes. If you want to line it up so your bacon is warm when serving, you can always par cook the bacon for about 6 minutes, pull it out, then place the bacon back into the oven just before assembling your burger. And you're looking for that perfect crisp without drying it out. Once done, transfer the bacon onto a paper towel to absorb any excess fat. Now for your onion rings, heat your oil to 185 degrees Celsius or 365 degrees Fahrenheit. Quick tip, while the oil is heating, if you're using a grill to cook your patties, now is a good time to have that preheating too. This is so it's ready to go as soon as the onion rings are done. Carefully drop the onion rings into the hot oil, frying in batches to avoid overcrowding the pot, using a slotted spoon to turn them over during the cooking. This should take around 2 to 3 minutes, but what you're looking for is a nice golden brown color like this. Once done, place them onto a wire rack and continue frying the rest. Toss them into a bowl with salt and set aside. Now for the beef, remove the patties from the fridge and coat them lightly with avocado oil. Season with salt, then place onto the preheated grill. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side or until a nice crust forms before flipping. For medium rare, aim for an internal temperature of around 55 to 57 degrees Celsius. For medium, aim for 60 to 63 degrees Celsius. I'll leave the full conversions in the description below. Once flipped, let them cook for another 2 minutes, then place a slice of cheddar cheese on top, close the lid or cover the pan for the last 30 seconds to help the cheese melt. I actually forgot to add the cheese while the patties were cooking, so I just placed mine under the grill for a few seconds to melt it slightly. Either way, as long as the cheese is melted over the patty, you're good to go. Now it's time to assemble the burger. Season your tomatoes with salt and pepper, then start by laying down your toasted brioche bun. Spread on some tomato sauce or any other favourite sauce of yours. Mayonnaise works great too, but today I'm keeping it classic with tomato sauce. Next, layer on fresh lettuce, followed by seasoned tomatoes, then a few strips of crispy bacon. Place your burger patty on top, then stack on your crispy onion rings. Finally, spread a little more sauce on the top half of the bun, place it over everything, and that's it. Your burger is ready to go. Oh yeah, look at that. Incredible. It's a tower. Nice and pink, beautiful. All right, let's give it a shot. That's a tasty burger. Those onions just give a perfect amount of crunch, adds a bit more texture to the burger. Definitely one you gotta try.
So that's how you do it. Crispy onion rings, juicy beef, everything stacked up right. Now trust me, when you prep things properly, you do things in the right order using great ingredients, the end result is unbeatable. If you like this video, comment below, send it off to a friend or a family who loves burgers. I'll see you in the next video.